proton. Okay? So now you guys can answer bullet number 2 or half of bullet number 1 for your question. Because it asks what part of the atom is affected when the nucleus is affected. And in particular, the proton is being affected. So this needs to be written down somewhere. Everybody at Racing High School has gym class right this second. Okay? Everybody's got to go outside and run the mile. And I want you to pretend that the temperature is like 95 degrees like it was in August. Now, take all those people, let them run the mile. Okay? Not a happy place, right? Okay? You got somebody spraying too much Axe. Goers, but it stinks in here, number 1. There's too many people in here, number 2. Now imagine every 5 seconds I open the door. What's going to happen? People are going to try to get out, aren't they? And when they leave, are they going to leave like, what's up? No, they're going to be like, phew, I'm out of here. And anything in their way that they run into is going to feel the brunt of their run out of there, right? So then another 5 seconds pass and I open the door again. What's going to happen? More people are going to keep leaving. And then I keep opening the door every 5 seconds. Every time I open the door, what happens to the classroom now? It starts to become more manageable, right? Eventually it gets to where you are right now and you guys are like, I'm not leaving, it's air conditioned in here. I'm chilling. Right? And you're good. You're stable. The tennis ball stops bouncing. Okay? Make sense? So that's what they mean by this. That's what radioactive decay is. Oh, sorry. So that tennis ball, those people in the classroom, they're going to continue to bounce until they're done bouncing, or they're going to continue to leave until it's okay to stay. And when you lose parts of your nucleus, you change who you are. If I lose a proton, I change to something different. And I will keep changing until I reach somebody that's different that doesn't feel that you can change anymore. Okay? Typically this happens from the big elements, usually we say from 90 and above. Okay? But there are some exceptions. These guys are huge. I mean, that's a lot of stuff back in your nucleus. So they don't like it. Right? Fire extinguisher, fire alarms.
Okay.
Yes. They decide, you know what, I just need some fresh air on one part of my body. And the only thing that can fit under the slice in the bottom of the door are my toes. So I'm going to shove my toes under the door and they're like, relief. And then imagine somebody's cleaning the hallway and they come with one of those machines and cut their toes off. Okay? So now this thing pulls itself back and it's like, my toes are gone. Right? And it starts looking around the room and they realize that there are other people without toes. And they're like, oh, I guess I need to act like those guys because now I'm one of them. So I've changed my identity by losing my toes. Okay? So if I were to relate this to the atom, I want you to imagine inside the atom, proton in the nucleus, protons and neutrons are almost the same mass. Neutrons are a little bit heavier. Okay? So one of the neutrons gets the bright idea to go to the door and stick their toes out. When they do that, think about your toes compared to your body mass. Is it a lot? No. So imagine when they stuck their toes out and those toes got taken away and released. What is the smallest part of the atom? The electrons, right? Imagine those toes now turning into free electrons and just running free. Okay? And they're going to run around and just one little toe at a time. Okay? And they're running around and they're giving off their energy to everybody around them because they're free, right? Now that neutron comes back, it has a little bit less mass. So who do you think it turns into? A proton. If I change my protons, do I change who I am? And that's how balanced energies are very, very, very fast. They can go through lead. They can go through aluminum foil. They can go through paper, but they can't go through lead or concrete. Okay? So back in the day, when the threat of nuclear war was super, super high, people started building things called fallout shelters. Okay? And like you go back to some of the houses that were built in the 50s and 60s, okay? You can probably explore some people's backyards and you can still find these things. And what they do is they dig a hole down as far as they thought was safe, okay? They do some research. And they thought if a nuclear bomb, the gamma rays would spread across the surface of the earth. Okay? But if I'm below the surface, I'm safe. Right? Now, just like the tennis ball, those rays are going to be reactive for quite a long time, right? But eventually that tennis ball will stop bouncing, and that decay will stop, and the radioactivity will go away. what theory was, I dig a hole down, I'm away from this surface action, and then if there's people dying, trying to kill each other for their stuff, I'm safe. Guys, they came up with ventilation.